Right now, we're gonna say we're shooting with daylight balanced film stock. So I don't have to use an 85 filter, but I am gonna have to use an ND. So I can keep more around a 2 to a 2.5 is where I really like to be. So let's see what we're reading. Okay, so right there, we're an 8 3/10, okay, an 8 3. So, and if for fill, just measuring this, you can see how I'm positioning my hand. I don't want that light, see that sun kissing the ball? You don't want that because that's not gonna read correctly. A lot of people like to wear a flat disc on their meter. I'm not a flat disc guy because light comes from all over the place. So use your hand to control exactly the light you want on the ball. Okay, so I'm taking that sun off the ball and I'm reading what that is, 2.5. So I'm gonna have to fill her in a little bit because that is a 2.5 and I had an 8.5. So that is 1, 2, 3 stops. That's not where I like my backlight. I like it more at a 2-stop backlit scenario. So that means I'm gonna have to fill her in more. But let's just start with ND. So I'm going to go over here and let's put an ND6 in. So I will pull out my ND6. Okay, and I'm going to slide this in. Now I always use ND, I'm gonna put in the closest tray to the lens. You always wanna try to move your filters as close to the glass as possible to limit reflections. And when you're shooting daylight film stock, it's really nice because you're only gonna usually use an ND because as we all know, with digital cameras, all our NDs are becoming internal, so we can get those nice flares. Well, when you have an ND in, you're getting a little mix of a flare because it's another piece of glass in front of the lens. But it's all good. Okay, so we have an ND6 in, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna calculate that on my meter. So I'm gonna go over here and I am going to go to my menu and I'm going to go to Edit Filter Factor and I'm going to put, now let's close, Edit Filter Factor, I'm gonna put an ND6 in. So now I have that already factored in. And we're at 50 ASA, because that's the stock I'm shooting, and at 24 frames per second. And now let's read our backlight. Our backlight is 4 3/10. Topher, come on in with the circle bounce. Let's come around here, Topher, a little bit. Yeah, oh, that's good there. Raise it up high over your head. Perfecto, look at that, beautiful. And now I'm going to, if you come in here and look at the reflection, you can see perfectly that circle bounce right in the dome port. And now I'm able to, now slide yourself out there, Jarrell, so now I can see read the light, and that's at a 1.4. So in a backlit scenario, I usually underexpose the face a stop to a 1.5. And now my backlight is at 4 3/10. So a 2.5 will give me a 1.5 hot on the backlight and a 1.5 under on Kira. And this is, again, test out there, see what you really like, but that's where I found the sweet spot. If this was darker skin tones, I would only underexpose 1 stop. But with Kira's lighter skin tone, I can easily go to a 1.5 under, and it's gonna be beautiful. And that's what you're trying to do here. Make it look natural. We don't wanna have this bounce be super overpowering for that.